Greetings and welcome to the Fan Perspective. I'm your host Nathan Lyle, and this is the first ever edition of WNBA Weekly for the 2015 season, because today is June 4th, which means tomorrow, June 5th, the regular season officially begins. Now, I've been talking about the WNBA offseason, covering some of the changes that have been made already, so check out some of the other videos on my playlist. If you don't already know what changes some of your favorite teams have been making and you want to see what's been going on while you aren't paying attention. But in the meantime, so since I've already been covering a lot of the things that have happened beforehand, let's look at some of the things that are going to be happening this weekend, opening weekend of the WNBA season. I'm going to just stand here for about 5 or so minutes, just running down all the games that are going to be played. And all of this is going to be, the times that I mentioned are going to be Eastern Standard Time. So obviously check your local listings to see when it's going to be on and where you can find it. Also, you can see every single one of these games on WNBA Live Access. And I'll make sure to mention the ones that are being shown on national TV. So we start with Friday, 7 p.m., the very first game of the 2015 season, Washington at Connecticut. You got Mike Thibault beginning the season leading the Mystics against his former team. The Sun finished at the bottom of the East last season, and they're starting the year without last season's Rookie of the Year, Chiney Ogwumike. So we'll see if they can get off to a good start. Atlanta at New York at 7:30 p.m. and it's a great coaching matchup with Bill Laimbeer and Michael Cooper, who have both won multiple championships as players and multiple in the NBA, multiple championships as coaches in the WNBA. The Liberty brought in Epiphanny Prince, but she'll be missing the beginning of the season because of international commitments. So we'll see. Can Tina Charles carry this team all on her own to start the year, or is she going to get some help from those around her? Then you've got Tulsa at Minnesota at 8 p.m. And this for me might be the game of the week, at least the opening weekend at least. Two of the top young players in the league and potential MVP candidates this season, Skylar Diggins leading the Shock and Maya Moore leading the Lynx. And while Minnesota has been steadily dominant since they drafted Maya, the Shock have been steadily improving year to year, and this could be their season to finally break through. Can they make a great statement on opening day? Then at 8:30 p.m., you've got Indiana at Chicago. Both of these teams are entering new eras. Lynn Dunn retired. Stephanie White takes over as Indiana's head coach. And the Sky, they're going to be playing without Sylvia Fowles, their anchor. And they're also starting the season without Allie Quigley, last season's Sixth Woman of the Year. Once again, international commitments. So we'll see which of them gets to start off with a win. And then you got San Antonio at Phoenix at 10 p.m. Once again, these are all Eastern Standard Time. And both of these teams are enduring some changes. San Antonio lost veteran leader Becky Hammond. The Mercury are playing without Diana Taurasi, without Penny Taylor, without Brittany Griner, 3 of their starters from last season. So it'll be interesting to see both of these teams hoping to get off to a good start to the season. Then on Saturday, New York at Washington at 7 p.m. Both of these teams, they're starting their season with back-to-backs against Eastern Conference foes. So, one of them could be going 2-0 while another could be going 0-2. Maybe they could both go 1-1. Who's really to say? It'll be an interesting opening weekend. You've also got Minnesota at Indiana at 7 p.m. Maya Moore, Tamika Catchings. What else do I gotta say? Then you've got Chicago at Tulsa at 8 p.m. and a team that went to the finals last season versus a team that's been in the lottery every season since moving to Tulsa. And yet, at this point in time, the latter looks a lot more potent. And then you've also got Los Angeles at Seattle, and this game is going to be broadcast on NBA TV, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Brian Nagler makes his debut as the head coach for the Los Angeles Sparks, going against the team that he led to a title just a few years back. The Sparks, they're starting the season without two-time MVP Candace Parker, but they still have a relatively strong roster. The Storm, they've gotten a lot younger. They've got 2 of the top 3 picks in this year's draft. They're beginning a new era under a new head coach. But they've still got Sue Bird at the helm. They've still got Crystal Langhorne. They've still got a strong core. So they could be a good team this year. Don't doubt them. And then on Sunday, you've got Connecticut at Atlanta at 3 p.m. and that's the only game being played. So if you have the time, feel free to check it out. And so those are all the games being played opening weekend. Be sure to check some of those out if you have the time, unless you work the night shift and you're busy all weekend. I've done that before. It sucks. But if you're free and available, try to check some of these games out. And I'll be here on Monday with an all-new edition of WNBA Weekly. But until then, this has been The Fan Perspective. I'm your host, Nathan Lyle. Have a great weekend. I'm excited. The regular season is finally starting.